Today, we are going to talk about the one tool that I cannot run my business without. In case you don't know me, I'm Mariah, and I help service-based entrepreneurs get their business operations organized and optimized with systems and processes. So when people ask me, what is the one tool you can't run your business without? My answer is Trello. I'm seriously a Trello super fan, and I've been using it for my business since I started, and I really can't imagine running my business without it. So you might be asking yourself, what is Trello? So Trello is a customizable project management app that allows you to track and organize multiple aspects of your business and life. Trello is a wonderful tool to organize and standardize your business. Even better, it's free to get started. Trello is the tool that keeps all my business operations organized. It's my digital command center, from my editorial calendar, social media strategy, CRM, to projects, to to-do lists, and weekly tasks. It keeps me and my business on track. Trello can do a ton. You just have to figure out how to use it. So you might need Trello if you often find yourself searching for files, if you have trouble keeping track of ideas, if your calendar is full of to-dos instead of appointments, your desk and a computer monitor are covered in Post-it notes, your processes live in a Google Doc you never open, your bookmark tab is 3 pages long, or you just want to be a more organized boss. All of these things Trello can help you with. So let's talk a little bit about how Trello works. Trello is what you make of it. It's made to be customizable to your processes, and it requires you to establish the rules and frameworks. So that's one of the things I really love about Trello, though, is it is so customizable, but that's also a stumbling block for some people because they get overwhelmed because they don't understand how to structure and figure out how to make Trello work for their processes and systems. There are multiple ways to solve the same problem or to structure the same process. There's also not really a right way to do it. It's the way that best serves you and your processes. So a lot of times I get people saying, am I doing it right? There really is no right way to use Trello. There are some ways that might be better suited to how you do business. And there might be some ways, you can have shortcuts or just make it a little more easy to navigate, but you really can't do Trello wrong. And it's really about finding how to make it work for you, your processes, and potentially your team. Let's pop over to a Trello board real quick, and I can just kind of show you what Trello looks like on the inside and just some of the very basic features. So here is my Trello workspace, and right here are what we call boards. So I like to think of boards as your file folder, your notebook. This is where you're storing all the information for that one project, process, or subject that you're working on. So let's go into my business dashboard. And this board I just use to kind of collect important links and documents and stuff like that that I use on a regular basis for my business. It also links to other boards that I use within my business to keep it organized. This is what we call so this is a card and this is a list. So each of these are lists and each of these are cards. I like to think of lists as your subfolder. It could be subject, it could be days of the week, it could be timeline, it could be phases of a process, workflow. So there's a lot of different ways that you can organize your information in here, but these are lists and then these are cards. And this is really the meat of Trello. So on cards, you can have checklists, which I do not have one on this card, but I'll take you over to a different board of mine and we can look a little bit closer, but there's a lot of different options on a card and you can store all kinds of information on your cards as well as getting attachments. You can attach files from Google Doc, from Dropbox, from your computer. So this makes it a really nice way. So you're not constantly going in your computer searching for files, looking for, where is the link to, say, my coffee chat, or like for here I have all my hex codes for my branding for this one. Let's pop over to one of my other boards, which is the 90-day planning board. So this one I don't really have very much on because I'm preparing it for next year, but I just kind of wanted to show you what it might look like. So again, like this, the lists are months. So what I do is I plan out for my business for the next 90 days. So I set up cards for each of those weeks, and on those cards live all my to-do lists and things that I need to get done for my business. So on my card that I typically use, I do have a little bit more, but I have the days of the week listed, and what I do is I add in to-dos right here on the list, and I slide them under the days of the week that I want to work. So that's just one way that I use it. There's so many ways, different ways to organize yourself. And here are some examples of ways that I connect it to other cards and I keep track of my content strategy, but I do have a separate board that houses my content strategy. There's standard to-dos that I need to do. So this just keeps me on track with what needs to happen in my business week to week, month to month, quarter to quarter. Cards house things like task lists, checklists, processes, links to information that you need, due dates, things of that nature. So you can think of cards as kind of like your process or your checklist, or it can be individual tasks. The other great thing about Trello is that it integrates with a lot of other tools. So they have a feature called Power Up, which is here, and they connect to a ton of other tools that you might be using in your business. It also integrates through Zapier with a lot of other tools. So that's the other advantage of Trello, is that you are able to integrate it with a lot of other tools you may be using in your business. So that's just a short introduction to what Trello is and how I use it in my business. But join me in the next video, and I'm going to go through some of my core business boards that I have here, and just show you a little bit more in depth about how I use Trello to organize different aspects of my business. So we'll dive into that in the next video. So please hop over and join me there.